First, I just want to say, that I'm proud to be here this evening and watching the young people organize the way you're organizing in the city. I think that this is a incredible forum, and it's a happy day in the city of New York to see young people doing that happen. So I think that what's more interesting about it is nobody's paying you. So you're not being paid to have these positions or points of views or set one view or another. Nobody's coaching you. You're doing this on your own. I think that what you're saying in the skit is completely on point. It's very clear to me about some of the issues that are taking place in the city. We need to have a larger discussion and a deeper debate around those issues that you raised. Issues of programs being cut in traditional schools, money being taken away from schools like science, like arts, like university, high school, and other comprehensive high schools as well. The whole idea of one measure to test kids' proficiency is a national issue, and there needs to be multiple measures to decide whether kids learn or not learn. I think that's extremely important as well. The whole concept of kids graduating from high school and thus making sure that there are other alternatives to graduation besides the one way that leads kids to the streets and to gang culture that we see every single day in our community. I think these are issues that need to be dealt with, that need to be addressed, not just by young people, by adults. And I think the young people's voice is going to force the adults to begin to deal with these questions in a collective manner, not just think of them in a kind of personal, selfish kind of way.
The time frame will be set out by Southern People. So she'll tell you we have a minute left and 30 seconds.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I just want to, let's give it up to these amazingly gifted and talented young students. And as we see or saw by their performance, art is an extremely powerful medium to highlight the most challenging issues that we face. And as I look out into the audience, I only wish that we had every seat filled by young people, because this forum was put on by you young people, and we have thousands and thousands of young people in this town who would benefit from this discussion. And I hope we talk this evening about the important issues that face us. No issue could be more important than educating our young people to compete on a global scale. But I hope we have a frank and straight up discussion about what our responsibilities are as so-called leaders. We are in one of the most important institutions, we're in the library. We have other important institutional players that should be working together each and every day to give these young people a chance. And so I know we're going to quote statistics, we're going to talk about big ideas, but you should not let us get off the hook as leaders in terms of what we have been doing in real time to make an investment in these young people and in education. And so I look forward to a robust and aggressive discussion about how to make our schools strong. Charter schools, district schools, or private schools, they make no difference to me, because as a Central Ward Council person, we represent every single one of these students, and we owe it to them to give them our best effort and as we prepare them to be competitive. So thank you for allowing me to participate in this important discussion.
Thank you. It's a blessing to be here with my colleagues, despite the future of our city. Trina Scordo, Dr. Wells as well, and most importantly, these amazingly beautiful geniuses of our young people. It's just an inspiration to see how you stand up and believe in and fight aggressively. That bodes very well for the future of our great city. I was particularly appreciative of the fact that you raised some issues around budget cuts. Because we've seen the state cut our budget repeatedly over, frankly, a 20-year period. We've seen that accelerate even over the last few years. And I think, as Councilman Sharif said, it's very important during this conversation about young people's record. Because there'll be a lot of rhetoric in this campaign. It's going to be very important for the people of Newark and the young people of Newark to evaluate what is your performance. Jesus said something very powerful. He said, "You shall know a tree by its fruit." So if you want to know what someone or something is about, you have to look at their results. I'm very proud when I was the president of our Newark Public School Board, when Governor Christie sought to make it a historic 6% cut in our budget. We did not stand for that. We led the board in a lawsuit. We sued him, we sued the state, and brought back over $30 million. I'm also very proud prior to before we run for any kind of office, that I represented Newark families, working with the Education Law Center and suing the state in the Abbott litigation, which over the course of the last several years has poured hundreds of millions of dollars into our Newark public schools. We also brought a lawsuit against the state for not providing financing for our special education services. We saw that children were waiting a year and a half, even 2 years to have their IEPs implemented. We're supposed to take 90 days. So we sued the state again there and brought millions and millions of dollars back to restore those services. So what's very important is not only the vision. Obviously, the vision is very important. But what is even more important than that is the work. Has the work been done in such a way that it produces better outcomes for our children? That's the record we're bringing to this table, and that's the record we're going to bring to City Hall after we win this election. God bless you.